Job. Job said, what's the point of all of this life when I have to return to another mother's womb? What's the point of this? Only to have to return to another mother's womb. Job knew about the law of return right there. He was talking about the law of return. He knew about that. The supposed Jesus. You have to be reborn again. Jesus knew about the law of return. Ecclesiastes. There's nothing new under the sun. I know y'all done heard that one. I know y'all familiar with that one. There's nothing new under the sun. How can you point to that tree over there and say that it hasn't existed long ago? In former times, previous lives. Ecclesiastes knew about the law of recurrence. Everything repeats. We recur. We repeat. We're on repeat. Repeating the same situations, same people, different bodies, different roles. Role reversal. If you was the child, all right, now if you was the parent last time, that means this time you're going to be on the receiving end. You're going to be the child. And whatever you put them through, by the law of karma, it will be done unto you. Do unto others as you have them do unto you. Why? Because you have done it to them. Forgive me my trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. You can't possibly not forgive that person for doing what they did to you in this life when you were the one who did it to them in the previous life. See, it's acceptance of that. It's the knowledge of that. The lack of knowledge of this law of karma is what causes suffering, y'all. The lack of knowledge, the lack of knowing that. See, in this life, like you might be the victim because you were the victimizer in previous lives to these same people. Y'all just switch places. Now it's being done to you as you did it to them. It all comes back, and we're here based on this law of karma and these attachments to these archonic energies that we keep identifying with, known as the egos, my people. The fact that I don't hear nobody like really teaching this, it escapes me. I don't understand. Why wasn't these egos, this archonic energy that's attached to us in our psyches, ever broken down and explained to us? I mean, that's the key right there. If you can eliminate these egos, the self, the false self-image, and identify with the true self, the inner self, the innermost self, you'll be successful at life. But it's going to take sacrifice, law of sacrifice, to give something up of a lower nature for that of a higher nature, to give the false self up for the soul, for the higher self, through self-realization and self-observation, which is a lifelong thing. Think about it like this. All right, the cosmic law of return, right? 108 incarnations. And according to that law of return, my people, most essences or souls is here on their last time, on the 108th time. That means there's no more times after this. You'll be recycled. You have to go the other way, back through the mineral, no, back down through the animal kingdom, the plant, and then the mineral, then in inferior regions, infernal regions, aka hell, the 9 spirits to hell. And just like it's 9 spirits to hell, there's 9 spirits to heaven, the higher dimensions. Right now, we're in the middle, on the wheel of samsara, the 4 kingdoms. See, we got to go up the spiritual ladder. But what we end up doing is devolution and going back like that and then down, inferior regions to be purged. Then you got to be replanted again through all the kingdoms again and make it to the human kingdom again, and then 108 incarnations all over again. And that's going to take a minute. Though time don't exist outside of the 4th dimension of time. Meaning, like, if you died right now, like right now, you just died. A minute later, you done got your whole life review. And probably ready for your next incarnation. Just that fast, because, see, outside of time, there is no time. It's just the now. It's just the now for them. There's no time. It's kind of hard to perceive that, I know. It is, because, see, our minds is programmed to work on time. So it's hard to imagine a dimension outside of time without time. But like I said, like DMX, rest in prosperity. If that's true, like, I say a minute after he died or whatever, he already got his life review and everything. He done faced Anubis, the judges of mercy, the judges of justice, everything. just like that. But these egos is something, man, that we need to take more seriously, because it's the reason why we're here, incarnating over and over again. Like I said, these teachings are not taught. They say, okay, don't do sin. Nah, it's deeper than that, man, for real. Don't get depressed. Try not to get depressed. Easier said than done, right? But whenever you get depressed, that's the ego of depression. And you got something attached to you feeding off of your depression. So it manifests more situations where you'll be depressed. You see, and that's how that shit works. That's how it works. That's our adversary right here for mankind. That's our adversary. These ego attachments, man. Another example, like smaller egos leading up to the big ones. Feeling anxious. Wake up in the morning feeling anxiety. The uncertainty of what's going to happen. The fear of the unknown. That anxiety leads to the ego of fear right there. And guess what? There's an archonic energy feeding off of that. So it's going to bring more situations for you to feel anxious. Damn. Like I said, I'm conveying these messages, but I'm working on it. I'm working on myself, man, and it's very challenging. It's challenging. Very, very, very challenging. So, of course, I got the mineral kingdom here with me. They have a conscious too. The first kingdom, mineral kingdom. This is an elemental, a spark from the creator, experiencing being a mineral, a crystal right now. With a conscious. I communicate with this. Straight up. Fluorite crystal. Mental clarity. Cloaks my aura from bad magic, witchcraft, sorcery, all that shit. They can't touch me. They can't touch you if you got a fluorite crystal on you. Straight up. Sometimes I walk around with the fluorite crystal just to cloak my aura. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might be sending some bad energy your way because they just don't like you. Ego of jealousy. But they got an ego of jealousy attached to them. Envy. And they do shit like that in this life, man. You got people that's gonna put bad on you and wish bad, send negative energy to you. And by law of one, we're all connected electrically, so you can send anybody a signal, but with a fluorite crystal, you won't receive those negative signals, my people. Straight up. Spiritual warfare. This is spiritual warfare right here. This ain't this ain't for show. Moonstone, all of that, man. Five angels is ready. We're all in the spiritual warfare. We're all in this war together, my people. The spiritual war. Psychological warfare, too. The minds. It's time to get ready for this battle to leave Earth. Ultimately. It's going to take a lifelong thing, man, for real. Because if you're on your 108th incarnation, that means that you done been here. Your ass done been here 107 times before. Damn. That means you kept getting it wrong 107 times. And this is the 108th time. So these situations is still lingering, repeating for you. Damn, it's time to get this right, y'all. Straight up. That's why this information is being presented to you now. When a student is ready, the teacher will appear, or the master will appear. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about like in your life. That's not meant to be taken physically. Like go mankind again. You know what I'm saying? Just misdirecting everybody else. No, that saying was never meant to be taken like literally, like physically. A master gonna appear before you. No, you're gonna get the right teachings at the right times. You're gonna get certain teachings at the right times. That's when the teacher appears, the master appears before you. And in life in general, certain situations, the master will appear. When you conquer that situation, you are the master. You're Bruce Leroy. It's your man 5. Peace, y'all.